Welcome to part 2 of the PRSN Iceberg. So in this video we're going to be covering the second half of the iceberg, and we're going to get into a lot more like obscure stuff and even some lost media cases, which I know the internet likes a lot. And I think I'm just kind of overblowing that fact, but anyway, let's just get into it. My 200th video is a video that is technically my 200th video. However, I think I said somewhere in the description, I said it's not actually my 200th video if you have safe search on or something like that, because a lot of my videos don't show up if you have like restricted access or something like that. It's a pretty dumb video. It's just me like watching Jack's films or something, eating candy. That's it. Class in the Dark is a series of 2 different videos, and they're just these videos at like my grandma's middle school that she teaches at, and it was during the summer, so no one was there, and so we just went to a classroom that didn't have any lights on and then just filmed, I guess, us having class or something like that. They're both very impossible to watch.
He's asleep, he's asleep, he's asleep, he's asleep, he's asleep. Oh!
Dr. Pillow is a name that is going to come up a lot later on, but basically he first showed up in the Tom and Ben news videos where he was a doctor who would help out Big Ted and Little Ted recover from injuries and stuff like that. But he also appears in the Angry Boys series as Stefan's father, and so there's some theories regarding him later, and we'll get to those when we get to him. Sophia the Dragon first appeared in Interview Part 6, and is just this little stuffed animal, but she also appears in Angry Boy as Stefan's sister. Maybe because Dr. Pillow is like half human, half stuffed something, that maybe that's where Sophia kind of has any kind of relation to Stefan. I don't really know, but she always has like this weird voice like this one also has a typo. A Minion's Last Day instead of a Minion's Masked Day. But this is a video that was, fun fact, filmed on the Super Bowl, and it was just me lowering a Minion stuffed animal into a bathtub and pretending to like basically drown it. Relatively disturbing video, I think. I don't know why it exists, but it does. The interviews part 11 and 12, they are kind of different from the rest of them. So the other ones have Joseph interviewing me. These ones are interviewing stuffed animals. They're different from the other episodes, and so they kind of stand out. The How to Show emoji videos, there are 4. There are 2 renditions of How to Catch and Kill, and then 2 renditions of How to Cook and Prepare, and one of them is a small and a large emoji. It was just a weird idea that I came up with, I guess, and decided to do it twice.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the box. Yep, we're just gonna drop it right on.
Wait.
1, 2. All right, that did some damage. All right.
Angry Boy is based off Waffle Pond. It's something that I already mentioned, but there are a lot of similarities, a lot of references, and so like one of them I can think of is that Stefan like hates the microwave or something like that and has problems with that, and there's a Greatest Freak Out video about that, and there's also one where Steven is playing the guitar poorly, but in my version Stefan is playing the keyboard poorly, and they're playing the exact same like tune, I guess.
Steven's playing my dad's guitar.
I've told you freaking a million times, I don't care. I'm better than you.
Dude, you freaking suck!
Shut up! Better than you!
Stefan has been playing on my dad's piano. Stefan!
Oh my gosh, Jock, go away!
You suck at
Shut
piano.
up, I'm better than you!
Sophia and Dr. Pillow have like nothing to actually do with Waffle Pond. Those are just things that I added in myself. Also, there's the video from Waffle Pond of Steven in a tree, and Jack keeps calling him Squirrel Boy. And then there's Stefan on the roof, and Jacques keeps calling him Santa Claus.
Don't be embarrassed in front of the camera, Squirrel Boy.
Yeah, stop calling me Squirrel Boy!
Santa?
I'm not.
Is that you?
Stop calling me Santa. I'm not Santa.
Did you give me any toys today?
No, you're a bad boy.
So those are just a few references of like how Angry Boy is based off Waffle Pond. The How To Show episode 18 is, I guess I just put it on there because it's a particularly like messy episode compared to any of the other ones. There's like, I know at one part I think I like spilled sugar everywhere.
Oh no, we made
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
What did you do?
And then also I had like ketchup all over me.
Go ahead, just cut a little bit.
No!
No, go wash yourself off. Go wash yourself off. No, go wash yourself. Oh, we're so sorry. We're so sorry.
I also had a weird outfit where I was wearing like a coat and a pirate hat. Today is a very special episode. We have some critics here. They are going to judge my cooking style, and so I decided to look nice. It was just kind of like a weird episode. The interview 26 is something that happened after the supposed, I guess, end of the interview series, and it's just Joseph interviewing me around Christmas. So it's like the interview Christmas special or something like that. So we're now in the 6th tier, which is just more like obscure stuff, basically. This track on Stefan was something that is in, I believe, How To Show episode 20, and it is like how to make a this track or something like that. And it was supposed to be, I don't think it ever said it was supposed to be on Stefan, but Stefan was there in the video. He made a little bit of a cameo, I guess.
So the person that we're going to be doing this track on is Stefan. It's from Angry Boy.
So, what are you reviewing?
These tracks.
Oh, really? Crossovers, this just basically relates to what I was just talking about, kind of how there are several times where you'll see characters from different series together. Like, I know, like I just said, Stefan was in How To Show episode 20, and then also there are ones where Angry Boy is watching the How To Show or the interview or something like that. And then Kami Comrade has like the most prominent one where it shows both Angry Boy and Multi-Accident Boy. And the reason why they're in there and the way that they're portrayed is kind of interesting, where they're basically portrayed as being like poor, and I'll get to that later.
Well, howdy there, Kami.
I was just wondering if I could maybe go on one of your adventures since the show's ended. I don't really have much to do. Oh, sorry.
Bobsled Demolition Derby is a pretty dumb video. It was like soda boxes that we filled with stuffed animals and then dragged them around my driveway. I think it's like 7 minutes of just uncut footage of that. Eminem is like, I guess he was a former boss or like owner of a studio that is in the first 2 or 3 episodes of Book Review, and so he's featured in, I believe, like the last one of those, where it's in a different setting. And the lore goes, I guess, that Eminem kicked him out of their studio and then had to go on to the studio for the PRS network, and so they could have airtime there.
No. So let me explain to him. Alright, so apparently we're getting kicked out of our studio.
Get out!
I know. We gotta film one. That's what he bought it. I don't know how he afforded it, but whatever. We're getting kicked out of our studio.
But that's like the only episode that he's like featured in. The cube is a particular item in the Spoonful Challenge. It first appeared in Spoonful Challenge 4. It might also be in 5, if I can remember correctly. I don't remember, but I know in other challenge videos that we've done, the cube is something that appears. Basically, what it is, it's like, I think it's for broth. It's just a cube of like spices. And then apparently Joseph thinks it's the nastiest thing of all time, and so almost refuses to eat it.
Go.
Oh my gosh!
Keep it in your house.
No!
MTV Cancer is a series of, I think, 2 or 3 episodes of Little Shell Ted and a few other stuffed animals showing around like condominiums at a lake resort. Those are just kind of old videos that are just kind of random. How To Show 19 slow motion. There's a particular part where the cameraman decided to accidentally hit slow motion instead of record, and so there's a portion of the video that's just in slow motion, and so I cut that out. But the slow motion section is just its own standalone video on my channel. Ben is someone that appears in the Angry Boy episodes, and basically Stefan bullies Ben. Ben is a shape-shifting alien that can appear in several different forms, mostly in the form of this green ball, but also has appeared as a wolf and a rose. He's basically just thrown around the room by Stefan. These next couple are from just really old random videos that I uploaded from my phone, just randomly because I wanted to, onto YouTube. That's back when it was called Random Videos by Josh, and that's kind of why it's called that. So Campin' is a video of me in a tent at like, I don't know, 1, 2 a.m. and it's raining super hard. And so basically I had to become structural support of this tent, holding it up. And I did that for probably about an hour, and it sucked. And I think I just recorded myself being like, oh, I'm having such a fun time. This is great. No is a video that came from a larger video that was never uploaded. It was just pieces. Right off of Nigahiga's series called, I think it's called I Dare You or something like that, where they had to pick something out of a hat and do it. And that's what happened in this series, where I had it with my friend in like 6th grade. Also, my voice was lost, and so it's super like cracky.
You can go out for another 15 seconds and eat a bad jelly bean.
I think it's just a clip of my brother going outside in the snow in only his underwear or something like that. Good Night comes from from a bigger video that was supposed to be an advertisement for something called the Hobo Bed, which is basically just a piece of cardboard with some old shirts on it. I was supposed to be the announcer telling him good night, telling my brother good night, and then him saying good night back. Fun fact, the Hobo Bed actually made an appearance in a how-to show episode. I think it was one of the later ones that was how to make a hobo bed. So now we're getting into the bottom 2 tiers, which are like the ones with the red text and it's super creepy and mysterious and whatever. The How To Show 11 is a missing episode from the How To Show series. So it's supposed to be 30 episodes, but episode 11 is missing. It was, I think, something like how to make a chocolate smoothie. What happened was I was trying to add it to the playlist, but instead of pressing add, I accidentally pressed delete, and now the video's just gone forever. So, yeah. Jim Bob is a cellmate, I guess, featured in some of the Tom and Ben News videos, some of like the later ones. And it's just played by Joseph, and it was one of his first roles on my channel. And he's basically like an antagonist to the Insane Man, and they would fight all the time.
The Insane Man came in and tackled Jim Bob.
The Insane Man got him pretty well. Jim Bob almost got back, but he didn't.
Real Life Super Smash Bros. Was supposed to be one video, but because this was from 2012, I was an idiot, and so several times I accidentally hit the record button and stopped the video while everything else was still going on of me throwing stuffed animals around the room. And then be like, oh, I cut it off, press record again, and that's why it's 3 of them, even though they're all basically in the same tape. Multi-Accent Boy's smoking addiction is something that's seen in the later, I think, 2 or 3 episodes of the How To Show. And so this is because around late 2018, I decided to stop making these series because I didn't really like doing them anymore. And so what I wanted to do was say that the studio was running out of money and it was shutting down. And so I guess these were hard times. And so Multi-Accent Boy developed a smoking addiction, and you can see him with prop cigarettes. And so this is also why he's featured in the Kami Comrade video, where he tries to like get some money and get on the show. That's also why Stefan in that video is homeless. Toy Review Parent is Abusive is something that I already talked about in the previous video. It's basically just how I would be the parent and I would hit the kids, because I guess that's what I thought toy reviews were actually like.
Excited!
I broke my quota! Yeah, yeah, yeah!
You're not being excited enough.
Homeless Kid is, I think, just referring to how in several early How To Show and Angry Boy videos you can see my youngest brother, usually in a Pikachu onesie, that's just kind of like in the video sometimes. And I think in a few of them he's referred to as being like this just homeless child.
I live here.
No, you don't!
Well, I don't even have a house!
Brian Hughes is Canadian is something that I already mentioned in the first one. Brian Hughes is the co-host of American Reviews, and he's actually Canadian, which is kind of like ironic because it's called American Reviews. The Dementor is featured in a couple of the earlier interview videos where it's just Joseph's brother who didn't want to be featured on camera, and so he had this like green blanket over him, and Joseph would call him a Dementor.
So, my Patronus is in fact Sophia the Dragon. So, Sophia the fucking Dragon is going to Sophia the fucking Dragon all over this Dementor. So, I'm gonna do it and then you're gonna tell me how flippin' it cool it is. Oh. It's fucking Patronus.
He's also in some of the other ones where he has a bucket on his head. Josh Lego Cars 216 is the original name of my YouTube channel when I made it back in 2012. And so whenever like you see the link to my channel, it will still say Josh Lego Cars 216 because back then it was like, that was my name. I liked Legos. I still like Legos, I guess. Cars 2 was one of my favorite movies, and then 16 was my favorite number, and so that's why it's that. Alright, so we have made it to the final tier, which is basically just more like planned ideas that didn't happen and even some theories. The How To Show episode 11 is an Angry Boy episode 9. It is kind of interesting because in that video it shows Ben watching the How To Show, and that specific episode he is watching is the How To Show episode 11, which is the one that I said before is the one that I accidentally deleted. So this is the only place where you can actually watch the video, and it's on my like crap iPad, and you can see Ben watching it. That's the only place where you can actually see part of the video. Bad Game Reviewer Farming Simulator 17 is, or was supposed to be, a video that was supposed to be out for the series, which I mentioned in the previous video is technically incomplete, and that's because it was supposed to have 2 more episodes that never came out, and one of them is Farming Simulator 17, which was actually recorded, but during the editing process, the camera work was so atrocious that I could not work with it and had to cut it. My brother was riding on his hoverboard, so there were several times where he was just spinning around or just looking at the floor. It was really like impossible to work with, and so the video never came out. And same goes for Bad Game Reviewer Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which was never actually recorded. It was just an idea that I needed for a new Bad Game Reviewer that just never came out. It was just an idea. The how-to show wasn't supposed to be a series. It's true, the first episode, I just wanted to do some kind of how-to tutorial, and that's it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just all improv. So that's why it's something random, like how to cook a McDonald's cup or something like that. It wasn't actually supposed to be a series. So after the first 2 or 3, I was like, I guess I'll make more of these. Ben is dead. So the green ball that Ben has been popped so many times, and he's actually gone through several different renditions. I don't remember if there is a part where I ever say that he is actually dead or not.
Ah! He
murdered that guy.
Nothing to see here.
He murdered
Go away.
Kami Comrade Christmas Special is supposed to be a second video for Kami Comrade, and it was supposed to be him being basically in a Twilight Zone area where he would keep appearing at the same house every time. No matter how he tried to get out, it would always end up at the same house. And then he got kidnapped and was put in this basically Saw kind of escape room situation where he was with Peter and Evis and he had to try and find his way out. And also had parts where it would talk about his childhood and stuff. I had an entire script for this completely done. However, we just never recorded it. Things came up and we just didn't have time, and then I just kind of forgot about it. Failing Up for Glory Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was supposed to be basically just Failing Up for Glory, which was playing Smash 4, but with the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I was supposed to edit and upload on my channel, but actually ended up on who I was playing with. It's on his channel. You can actually watch the video there, but it never ended up being on my channel like it was supposed to. Stefan's mother is never featured in any Angry Boy episode. It's never assumed that he could have a mother, it just never says. But it's just something that was ooh, that could be a creepy theory. Let me add that on here. Dead Vole in the How To Show 13. It's in How to Yeet Ya on an Apple. I go outside, ready to yeet ya on said apple, and there is a dead vole in the middle of my yard. And so I think I picked it up with a shovel and threw it over the fence or something like that.
And the power of that dead mole and the power of Zuck. Yeet! Yeah! Gotta throw it in the compost pile!
And so the final thing on the tier list is a theory that I thought of that was kind of interesting, is the insane man is Stefan's father. The reason why I think this is because in a specific episode of Tom and Ben News, there's one where the insane man is pretending to be Dr. Pillow.
We have some footage of little Shell Ted in the hospital after his dangerous accident.
It turns out that those conspiracy theories were true.
Dr. Pillow is indeed the insane man. He started beating up little Shell Ted and then made a run for it.
And so maybe Dr. Pillow never existed and it was always the insane man. And so maybe that's why Stefan has anger issues, because they came from this clinically insane person. And so that's also because, Dr. Pillow is featured in several episodes of Angry Boy as his father. It was just a fun little theory I thought of. So that's going to be it for this iceberg. I don't know if I'll ever I might make another one of these if I really wanted to, just for Angry Boy or just for interview or something like that. That could be a fun idea. But I hope you enjoyed this. I thought it was something cool to try out. So I don't know if I'm going to upload a whole lot more. I haven't really been anyway, but I'm going to school again, and so it's going to take a lot of time, so I don't know how much is going to come out. So yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens. Adeus.